Going to go down to fucking Winchell's and go get a pretzel. You don't give a fuck, right? Who the fuck eats there, by the way? What is Winchell's? Do they make hot dogs? They just make that shit-ass fucking food that fat, pasty white people just can't get enough of. You know? That's how you fucking do it. All these athletes taking the roids, you don't need that. You go down to the food court, Orange Julius. You go to that place that doesn't like the queers, that makes the chicken sandwiches, right? You get some fries from them. I love how that's part of it. You guys have seen that, the Chick-fil-a, they don't like gay people. Chick-fil-A, we don't like the gay. If you're straight, you can eat our burger. If you ain't, then I think you're getting enough meat in your life, buddy. The year are we living in? More importantly, how much fucking money are you making selling chicken that you can get rid of that portion, that amount of people in the population? You know, why the fuck you act like you're McDonald's Chick-fil-A? You're not. You know, you're not even Popeyes. Forget about KFC, the fucking Babe Ruth, Michael Jordan of feeding people unhealthy chicken. You know? That's your goddamn God. That's your fucking Led Zeppelin right there, the chicken industry. Right there. That old fucking plantation owner, that slave. That's how fucking good they are at cooking chicken. They have a goddamn, who looks like a fucking slave owner, straight out of that movie Roots, as their mascot or their spokesperson. You know what I mean? At least Wendy's has that non-threatening sort of fucking fat white guy, who looks like he loves his wife but probably, steals from the company if he's in the accounting division. Doesn't he? He actually does look. That guy, the guy from Wendy's does not look honest, 100% honest. He looks like a real swell guy who one day the feds would show up and raid his house and grab his hard drive. And then he'd come out weeping, and his family would be all stunned at the double life that they weren't aware that he was leading. Doesn't he look like that? Can't you just see his stupid glasses fogging up? And then, of course, he'd get convicted, right? They'd go through all the bullshit. Nancy Grace with her f***ing angry Hellboy head would be sitting there, The f***ing female Jim Rome, right? Getting all f***ing pissed off with flames going behind her. And then what would happen? 8 months later, Bryant Gumbel would show up, or maybe he'd send that f***ing vampire, Grandpa Munster there, Frank Duford, and they would go and interview the guy, right? The Wendy's guy, and he'd be sitting there in his f***ing jumpsuit, like with his pudgy hands, just wringing them together, and they'd just be like, "Where did it all go wrong?" I mean, you had to think at some point you were gonna get caught, don't you? I mean, what were you thinking? And then he'd just be like, I don't know what I was thinking. Tick, 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 tick. Tonight on 60 Minutes, that fat from Wendy's who you thought was an honest guy. Guess now he's a piece of shit. Does that make you feel better about your life, you fucking c***? Well, why don't you go walk in the mirror and rather than just fucking brush your teeth, you look into it and really think about some of the shit that you've done, And maybe if you fucking had some talent in life, you could have been a piece of shit at that level. Or it'd be worthy of telling your piece of shit stories on 60 Minutes or some other investigative news program. Bill, where the fuck are you going with this? I'll tell you where I'm going with this. Lance Armstrong won that goddamn bike race. He did it 7 times in a fucking row. All right? And now you're telling me he didn't? He did. Our fucking roided up guy beat your roided up guys 7 fucking times in a row. And I don't care how you slice it, how you dice it, whatever the fuck you do. Go fuck yourself.